sorry, I have a little trouble with the capturing video device, but
Yeah,
I know it's working really well.
good.
So I'm really glad that somehow the cult, maybe the cult through American pop has been rediscovered, and this relaunched somehow the motives in some people to restart again, and that's
Yeah, you never can tell, you know.
so
There's a
I
lot
mean
of
it's
there's a lot of film students
yeah.
that and new film directors that seem to have been a big fan of American pop.
Yeah,
So
well, it's
who
kind
knows?
of one of a kind movie. It's not, it's a really strange and amazing. It's really, it's kind of an epic movie. If you look
Yeah,
at it,
it is an epic.
it
Yeah,
is an epic.
it's
So,
interesting. Ralph put on Ralph Bakshi put a picture from it on Facebook yesterday with me and
yeah, and
yeah,
the
and
singer
within
from
2 hours there was
Airplane.
like 108 likes. You know,
Yeah, well, that I believe it would be more than 100 people liking
yeah,
it,
but I
and
mean
that's I mean
that
it's
was like 2 hours that happened. Yeah,
yeah, well,
yeah,
I mean 100 is just quite a few. I mean of the whole
oh
people.
yeah,
I'm trying actually myself and some people that I show the movie are trying to, to recapture this movie somehow because every person I show this movie, it's really it's quite interesting to I mean to see their reaction. It's like why is not this thing like out there? It's how is that? I
and
mean,
you
there's something wrong
and you
here.
explain to them how it's made and all.
Yeah, well, so I'm gonna ask you to go backwards a little bit because
Huh?
I'm a little chaotic right now because I'm still really happy to see you. So I know you didn't have it easy concerning your acting career. So how did you manage from the early age? I know that I'm not. Don't worry, I don't. I won't go in a very private place. But how did you manage from the early age? Because I know that you didn't have quite your. You didn't have it really easy with your family. So how did you manage with the arts from the early age?
Well, I mean, are you talking about as a child or when I went to New
Firstly, as a
York? Or
child, I don't know if the acting bug beat you
I was always interested in. I was a singer when I was a little boy,
I
like little
know,
boy,
I know.
I performed with and things like that. You know, in Miami. This is back in the 40s
You were
when it was
doing
much more
uh-huh.
innocent times,
Yeah.
and
Were you doing already recordings like the ones you like those ones you
no,
showed me?
not at that point.
No,
Just local stuff, you know,
uh-huh.
just performing
Like
and
church
then when I
singing.
got into high school, I started doing plays.
Wow.
When I got to be like about 14 or 15, I saw on the waterfront and you know, Rebel Without a Cause, East of Eden, and all that.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided I really wanted to be an actor.
So
And
you wanted to be an actor like a movie actor.
yeah, yeah.
It
Well,
wasn't
like
exactly stage for you. It was
like Brando, and well,
Brando.
I did a lot of stage, but I
But
wanted to
it's
be a
like a
movie
previous
actor.
previous thing before movies. It's like a stage for you. It's like a previous stage to movies.
Yeah, well, I went to New York first when I was 19,
Yeah.
and I was there for like 2 years, and within the first 2 years, I didn't know a soul, but I managed to start meeting people, and I met people that got me into the recording business as a singer, and at the same time, I'm working on my acting, and
Like
on my
like
20 on my
acting
21st
lessons. You did
Huh?
like acting lessons, like acting coaching or something like that?
Yeah. And on my 21st birthday, very unusual. On my 21st birthday, my first record was released, and I was performing on live television in my first acting job opposite Robert Duvall. Live TV dramas. This was back when when there was no tape. You just shot everything live. And that was my first acting job, and it was on my 21st birthday. And
was Duvall already a big figure at that time, or was just?
He's about 10 years older than me, and he wasn't like a big star, but he was
known already.
Was on his way. He was doing a lot of TV and things even then. So he had already started to act a little bit, and but then I because of the that and my recording career didn't really ever take off, and I got more and more interested in what I really wanted to do was act, and in 1969 my real big break was a play called No Place to Be Somebody, which the play won the Pulitzer Prize and the New York Drama Critics Award, a lot of awards, and I got a lot of very good critiques, and I did that in New York for a year and a half, and we did it on the road, and that kind of got my acting career started. I did another play in Hollywood called Does a Tiger Wear a Necktie, in which I was awarded a Drama Critics Circle Award. It was a play that Al Pacino had done in New York, and he had won a Tony for.
Yeah, so at the same time you were doing the same part in the other stage.
Well, I did it a few years later, but I actually saw him do it in New York first, and he was just magnificent, and I wasn't too bad. And then my TV stuff and my films.
I'm gonna have faith that you weren't that bad.
Huh?
I'm gonna have faith that you weren't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And then I started getting a lot of TV and film, and I was like a semi-regular on Baretta. Did a lot of the cops.
You already played several times, like very streetwise characters, like very. So did you some of those parts? I mean, Tony, Pete. This junkie in Baretta was like an inspiration. I mean, you had somehow experience training from your years in New York.
Well, yeah,
you met a lot of people. Very very.
I met a lot of people in New York. I was in New York for 10 years.
Bakshi-like characters, I believe.
Yeah.
So, how did you once you got in touch with Rolf Bakshi, you already knew what was rotoscoping about? You knew at that stage that you were going to be traced into drawings, but that it wasn't only about your voice.
Yeah, he explained it to me early on. It was, and so I understood how it was done, and we just for the people that for the people that don't know what rotoscoping is, maybe I should explain a little bit about how that is. We shot the entire movie on a sound stage. We had our costumes and a very, very minimal set. If I had to go into a room, there was a door frame and a door, but that's it. There was no walls. There was a chair to sit and that sort of thing, but there was no set. And shot the entire movie It was shot in black and white, and then that movie was edited into an entire film. Then each frame of the picture, 24 frames per second, 24. Is made into a photograph. Actually, they Xeroxed the photograph, and at that time the movie was like we were still. Huh?
They shot every frame into a photocopy?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, 24 frames per second.
At that time must have been like really expensive.
They had live animators. This was not computerized. This was animators sitting at a desk, and they would take the picture of me, whatever I was doing, and trace me, and then draw the background in. So what you end up with is not just the actor's voice, but an actual tracing of the actor's physical likeness, movements, expression, everything.
I mean, and as an actor, were you satisfied with the results? I mean, did you feel that your skills as an actor were reflected in a truthful way?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was completely happy.
Wow, yeah.
As a matter of fact, they, in all honesty, since it's animation, sometimes they would change things and make things different, and they made me look better. Actually, they gave.
You actually still have the same hair.
Pete's chin was a little stronger than my chin. So they improved on me a little bit.
Yeah, but you still have the same hair.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you were you
actually my hair was dark then. My hair was more like Tony's hair.
Yeah. Were you instructed in some particular way of acting for rotoscoping? Because I know that from some like Don Bluth productions, or for example some even Disney movies, when they have this rotoscoping scenes, like I don't know, maybe Cinderella dancing, for example, they would have to re-express their body movements like very exaggerated ways.
No.
Did you have to do something like that?
No. It was done very natural. We did it all. We just did it. Did what we do. That's why the movie looks so realistic.
Yeah, it has like very has never been done again. I mean, that kind of subtlety on the expressions and the body talk. It's
right.
It's very subtle, and at the same time it's brutal.
Right.
Because the things that happen. I mean, the script. I mean, maybe the acting, but the script was really good. It captured like very key moments in these characters' lives.
And it's very poetic.
Yes.
A lot of, I mean, the lines were so. I think the writer Ronnie Kern it's a woman, Ronnie Kern, and she's very good. But Ralph is a poet himself, and sometimes I'm wondering. I wonder to this day where sometimes he might have rewritten some of the stuff. I don't know, but because it's kind of sounds like him. He has written. I did later we did a short film, a live action film that Ralph did for a public broadcasting station called This Ain't Bebop was the name of the film. Harvey Keitel starred in it, and I played a poet, again a beatnik poet. But this was live action. It wasn't. Huh?
Allen Ginsberg kind of poet?
More like Kerouac.
Oh, more Kerouac. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like a womanizer.
yeah, and Ralph wrote the stuff, and it was, he's a very good poet, and in that beatnik genre, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's so many good lines in the film, like my hands is permanently puckered, lines like that are so wonderful,
Yeah, yeah, I know. How's working with Ralph Bakshi? How is he? I mean, as a person, because he looks or he acts, or maybe he gives the impression that he's really like a tough guy.
Well, he is a tough guy, but he is also extremely creative, and he has a wonderful eye for talent. He knows. Everybody in that movie was a really good actor.
Yeah.
He picked them all out perfectly, and he trusts you to do it. He hardly ever really gave me any direction at all. He told me what the scene was about and left me alone.
Well, he actually hit the spot with you. Probably he knew that you were the right guy, and he just
like
the magic flow.
like the scene that everybody seems to like so much with Janis Joplin's scene of when I'm out in
the stage getting crazy.
No. When I'm in Kansas, and she's singing a summertime.
Oh, and she's drunk.
No. We just hear the song "Summertime," and I'm out and I'm wandering around.
And you're having like a series of flashbacks, and you're
yes, exactly, and people seem to really it seemed to really touch a lot of people, and I'm on a bare sound stage, and he told me, he said, you're walking around in the Kansas cornfield, and he played the music, and the cameraman was handheld, and he just followed me around, and I just went around the sound stage and did whatever I did, and I listened to the music, and the music
just
did something to me, emotionally, and that's the kind of direction that I got from Ralph, is basically leave me the heck alone.
It's like this Janis Joplin moment has like this. Janis always projected this sort of like screaming agony, and you portrayed that very visually speaking, and that's really intense. That was really intense.
It was.
And what else? What else? It's just what? Oh yeah, did you find? Something else I forgot about. Did you find aspects in common with both characters you portrayed? Because they're very these characters like Tony and Pete. They've been out in the street maybe too long, and somehow the path of the artist, it's very you're very related to that somehow. You were alone in the streets quite a lot, and you had somehow those moments, I believe.
Yes.
Not exactly the same, but you're not the same person. You weren't selling drugs. I'm not saying that, but
right.
But you've been through a
well,
lot.
there was a lot of things I could relate to. My leaving home at 19, the same as Tony, and trying to find myself, and it was around the same time. It was during the beatnik era and all of that, and Actually, I was cast as Pete first.
Yeah, I know, because you just said that line like pizza man, we deliver, and it was just
Right.
and everything, fell off,
Yeah.
everything exploded
Yeah,
at that
Pete-
moment.
I was cast as Pete first. Yeah. And then later he asked me to do both roles.
And believe me, I've seen that movie like several years. Like I saw the movie first like 8 years ago, and I didn't find out like after like a year ago or something that you played both characters.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you're really good.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Didn't find out up till a year ago. You played both characters. It's just wow. And so and also I had this moment with a friend of mine. Like he was going like we were exchanging movies from our hard drives, and he told me like you gotta watch this scene. This movie is gonna blow up your ass. And he showed me the scene where you're selling candy to the street people. It was like, you're gonna be kidding me. I mean, it's just. So I gave him like a better version because getting the DVD here it's very 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 difficult. So I got the DVD copy from a DVD renting place from my parents' place, and these people bought this Brazilian edition, and so I got the DVD more or less complete. And so I'm actually like trafficking this Brazilian DVD through several schools and friends because
Is it dubbed?
It has
Captions?
it has captions and also an optional dubbing, which is really good actually. If you're interested in watching your Mexican version, it's really good. It's really good. I could make maybe a copy and maybe upload it to some server and watch the Mexican versions of the voices, because at that time the Latin American dubbing was really good. I mean the dubbing I believe it was made like 25 years ago, maybe through the 80s, maybe not exactly 1981, maybe in 85 or something, because it's not maybe it sounds like the actors, because I know about dubbing actors. They've been digged up somehow by Japanese animation fans, because actually here they make conventions and maybe presentations with dubbing actors from maybe our childhood animation series we watched from our early age, and somehow we recall some of the original actors, so they come here, and I've noticed like several several voice actors that have been voicing all these childhood characters from my early age, voicing characters like you. It's really it's like something does something to your head. It's like your voice is related to my childhood characters. So the dubbing is really good. I'm gonna find a way to upload a version with the Mexican dubbing so you can watch it if you're maybe curious about it. Once again, I already asked you this, but I had a little problem at the beginning of this sort of interview. What are you looking forward in your acting career? What do you believe is your next step? You told me you were getting in touch with film students from LA, that there are a shitload of course there's a shitload of maybe film students maybe some of them are looking for you, and you are maybe probably making some short films.
Yeah, and eventually I'll be. A friend of mine is going to be helping me an acting bill letter of my old stuff stuff, and at that point, then I'll be shopping around looking for an agent, and then so it'll broaden the field out to regular production companies and all. So I'm starting slow.
Yeah, sure, but I'm really looking forward. Even if you make like a student short film, and that would be amazing to see you back again on action, because I hope, like, whatever you do, I hope you find a way to really use your body, because your body movements, it's really, you're very, very expressive, physically speaking.
Well, thank you.
And so I really hope you have a really physical part.
Good. Thanks.
Whatever you do, I'm really looking forward to see it. Last but not least, as you know, this Skype session is going to be shown to animation students from these two schools mostly. One of them is called IDAC. It's a sort of experimental animation school. It's very, very traditional, but also very experimental. It's one of the first official animation schools from South America. It was founded. It was founded probably 35 years ago or something like that, and it's very, very traditional and very experimental. And the other one is the school that I'm going to right now. And it's called Da Vinci School. That it's very technological, very. It's a sort of very, very modern-like version of animation schools. And so what I want to ask you is, would you give an advice concerning, not exactly animation, because you're not an animator, but concerning these arts that you've gone through, that somehow they are related somehow, because an animator has to make someone act, and the animator somehow is acting. And so, do you have an advice concerning these arts in such world we must deal with? Because we know that it's not easy. Do you have some sort of advice, if you have some? If you don't.
The work that you do is with computers now, right? Everything. There's no actual drawing anymore.
Yeah, well, there is, but it's moved differently. It's somehow closer to Hanna-Barbera cartoons from the 1960s, like the Flintstones, when it concerns drawings, because it's very, very limited animation. It's very, very economic-like. It's not industrial, very expensive, 24 frames per second, unless you do Disney. So somehow, it concerns computers, but if you're making drawings, it concerns computers as well. So I don't know. Just wanted to ask you,
I don't really know what to say, except just look for actors that you really find that you can believe in, and then let them do their job. Unless if they suddenly are not doing it, then help them out and tell them what you're looking for. But basically, let them do their job.
Yeah.
Once you have found that you really think that person knows what they're doing.
Good. Good. You gotta trust the guy that's in front of you.
Yeah. And just the same as you want somebody to trust you with your artwork.
That's right. Concerning actors and going in a wider, spectrum. As an artist, would you just give us a little wisdom here? If you have some, come on. I know you do. Just come on.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do know. Come on.
I don't have any wisdom.
Come on. You've been
that's
around.
the best.
You've been
That is
around.
the best wisdom I can give you, is that I have no wisdom.
Let me just put down this fucking phone. Ah. That's just a phone. So it's okay. I just consider that you've been around. I mean, you've been around a lot.
Oh yeah.
So just how to deal with the word. Just let's focus in some points. So, what about dealing with the word being an artist? You know about that. What can you tell me about that? I know I'm kind of pain in the ass, but you have to.
It's something, you know, that for years I actually taught acting, and I stopped teaching it because I really didn't feel that you could teach acting. I think that you really just have to, each person does it differently. And I realized that this 15 years that I haven't been acting, thinking back to when I did my best work, I didn't think about it. I didn't do a lot of I read the script. I thought about who the guy was and what he wanted, and then I just left it alone and allowed my own creativity to take over without really thinking about it that much. Other people work much differently. Other people have to delve into their history, their soul searching and all that. But for me, it was a different thing. When I really took a real hard look at when I was at my best. I was at my best when I just left myself alone and didn't really think too much about it, and just tried to be in the moment.
Good.
Is that an answer? But that's me.
That's quite an answer.
That's me. It's
about.
It's not everybody. That's just me.
No, but somehow, I mean, it's very real. It's about being spontaneous and truthful to yourself. And the only way to be true to yourself somehow is just to shut the fuck up and just let everything flow.
Exactly. But I've taken a lot of acting classes, and I've tried to, but it really didn't work for me. You know, when I was at my best was just allowing my own subconscious to you know, to take over and just be the guy. You know, with American Pop, I had to be two guys, and sometimes in the same day, on the same day. The same day, I might play Tony, and then have to change costumes and be Pete. You know, within minutes. You know.
That's not very Brando-like.
That's not what?
That's not very Brando-like. I mean, it's not exactly what we were looking for. Like, Brando was supposed to stay in character, like maybe for a month.
Yeah, well, I had to be in two characters.
Yeah. That's. No, but you know, it's the Bakshi style, very aggressive.
Yeah, but that's me too. You know, that's how that was it. You know. So, does that give you an answer?
Yeah, it gives me an answer.
That's the best answer I can give you on that.
I like to keep talking because it's awesome to see you. So it's like I prefer it even if we're talking about anything. What else? Somehow reading your Facebook page, I have somehow that gave me some sort of clues that you've been practicing meditation. Did that change your your subjectivity concerning acting and maybe doing different stuff or whatever you're going up to?
My spiritual life has just helped me in every way and opened me up. I stopped acting because I was going through a really dark period of my life. Things were really bad. There was nothing happening at all with my acting career, and I was going through a divorce, and I was just really depressed. And I just, for the first time in my adult life, I stopped acting. I just stopped. And I didn't think I knew what I was doing anymore. I didn't think I was any good because the few auditions that I would get, for the most part, I didn't get parts. So I was just like really depressed, and the marriage was over and everything, and so I started doing just jobs because I'd never done anything since I was like about 27, 28 years old. I had never done anything but act, so I had no work experience, and so I took jobs with very low paying jobs because that's all that anybody would give me anything to do, and I was very depressed. At that time I was doing a lot of drugs, and I was drinking, and I was trying to kill myself through drugs and alcohol. But at the same time, there was a part of me that was looking for answers, and I started going to different spiritual studies and trying to find my answer there. And one day I stopped drugs and alcohol and cigarettes all in one day. I stopped it all. Period. Just stopped it.
Yeah.
And I'll still have a drink every now and then, but nothing like what we did before. And I haven't smoked a cigarette or done any kind of drugs for like about 13 years. And I finally found a New Age group that had something that I could really relate to, and I started doing it, and things started to change for me, and I started to see things differently, and I had a different outlook on everything, and this has been going on for about 13 years, and it's a large part of my life. I spend about an hour to 2 hours a day involved in this practice, and I'm actually practicing it as I'm talking to you. I'm always in it, and it is.
I know.
It has changed my life. I'm a better person. I'm clearer. I see things clearer. I have a better understanding of who I am and who other people are. And it's just, I've gone through great major changes.
I'm really glad that. I know that some people at some age, they don't even conceive the possibility of going through life changes, and I'm so glad that even you that you at this time you're still like you're still remaking yourself, and that's awesome. That's really.
Yeah, I am.
That's great. I'm really happy for you, actually.
Thank you.
I'm really
Thank you.
happy.
Yeah, I feel that I'm a much better man than I ever was in my life, and I might even be a better actor. Who knows? We will see. You know.
I'm really looking forward to see that happen. I don't know, to see those proofs that you became.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm so happy. I'm really I'm actually having a hard headache right now. I was having a smaller headache, and now it's like something hammering inside my left side of my brain. So so thank you so much for having this time with me.
It's my pleasure, man.
I'm gonna call you back some other day, and maybe just talk about stuff, because I found that you're a very likable person, and I would like to keep talking to you sometime.
Okay. All right. And let me know how this all comes out.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you reactions. So take that for sure. I'm gonna tell you about the reactions. Probably I'm going to show this to people probably on July, mid-July probably, and I'm gonna give you some updates.
Okay.
So, well, and I'm making this. I have this friend. I already told you on the chat board that I have this friend in LA. I know that LA is probably it's a huge place, but who knows? Probably you live pretty close to each other, and probably you could grab some coffee together, because he's a really bright guy, and he's very interested, and probably, I don't know, maybe he already downloaded a version of American Pop, and maybe you can exchange a few words about it, or maybe some other stuff, because I think you're both brilliant people. So
contact me.
Yeah. So yeah, he probably will be contacting you so soon. So well, so up till then, see you later, and have a great Saturday. Okay.
You too, my friend.
Okay.
Adios.
Adios. You're awesome, dude.
Bye.
See ya.